Hello, Hoopers, and welcome to this kind of late Hooping Live episode. If you don't know what Hooping Live is, we are a live web show that happens every Monday night at 9 o'clock Eastern. And my name is Jenna Drake. I am Audrey's co-host, and she's actually not going to be here tonight. She has some conflicting scheduling going on, but no worries. You guys are going to get to listen to me tonight. So if you guys want to interact with me, which I would really, really appreciate because it makes my job a whole lot easier, go ahead and leave your comments or any questions that you have in the comment box down below, and I will answer them to the best of my ability. So if you guys don't know who I am, I'll go ahead and talk a little bit about myself here. I'm 20 years old. I'm a student here at KU in lovely Lawrence, Kansas. I've been hooping for 3 years now, and I can officially say that I've been hooping for 3 years now. My Hooperversary was last week, or I guess it's still technically this week. I don't know. I've made it kind of the first week and a half in June because I don't really know the exact day that I started hooping. I never recorded anything or wrote anything down that said I started hooping on June whatever. I just knew that it was about a week, like the first week of June, because that's when I posted my first video on my YouTube page. And speaking of my YouTube page, if you guys want to watch any of the videos that I've posted, including the 3 Hooping Idol videos that I made while I was a contender in Hooping Idol, or if you want to find my Facebook page, I'm always friending hoopers, so just have something hoop related on your Facebook profile and I will most likely friend you. Or if you want to follow me on Tumblr or Twitter or Instagram, or on my Hoop City, I think it's Hoop City, my Hoop City page. You can find all of my links at flavors.me/Jenna Drake. And if you guys would also like to help out with the show behind the scenes, or if you have any art designs that you would like to submit for a logo for the show, or if you have some copyright-free music that you or maybe one of your friends have made and you would like to give us the rights to those songs, that would be awesome. That way, when we do demos here on the show, we can have a little bit of music playing in the background, which is always nice to hoop to. So yeah, speaking of demos, I will go ahead and give one. And if you guys see anything in my demo that you would like to learn or you would like a tutorial on or just any kind of tips, I will go ahead and answer those questions for you. Just leave it in the comment box down below and try to describe the trick to the best of your ability. I know it's hard sometimes if you don't know the name of a trick, just kind of try to describe what I did. So enough talking, time for hooping. All right. All right. All right, that felt good. I haven't hooped since I got home from Wakarusa, so that felt really, really good. And speaking of Wakarusa, if you guys have never been to Wakarusa or you want to ask me about my experience, I just got back from a very, very long and very, very hot 4 days in Arkansas. Excuse me. But looks like we do have a few comments already. Some of you must have been here early. We love that. So Laura Perez says, greetings from rainy Fort Myers. Hey, it's raining here in Kansas too, so I understand your pain. Hope you're having a good night. I'm very excited because this is my first time watching the show with my new and first ever Polypro. Yay! Welcome to Hooping Live, and congratulations on getting your new Polypro. I hope you're having fun with it. I remember when I got my first Polypro. It's actually, let me grab it. My first ever Polypro was actually this hoop, but when I got it, it didn't have any of the shine tape on it. I did that, or my friend Heather, who works at Hoop Mamas, shout out to Hoop Mamas, best hoop company in the world, and I will say that forever and always. Go find them on Etsy. They have the best selection of hoops. But this is my first Poly. It was about, I want to say 3 inches bigger than what it is now. This is roughly a 35, 36-inch hoop. And it was just the bare, like clear Polypro, I guess. It wasn't really clear, it was more like a cloudy white. Excuse me. But yeah, it was my first Poly, and I remember getting it and being super, super excited because it was so lightweight and really, really fun to play with. So welcome to the world of Polypro. You'll get addicted very quickly. Anyways, Sarah Schnee. Hello, Sarah. You are a very frequent viewer of Hooping Live, so I'm glad to see that you're back. Sarah Schnee asked Laura where she got her Polypro. Says that's awesome. Yes, it is awesome. We love Polypro. Laura Perez answered Sarah saying, thanks, got it from Fanny's Festy Hoops. Look her up on Facebook. She's super sweet and talented. I've never actually heard of Fanny's Festy Hoops. So that's a new hoop company. There are always new hoop companies popping up all over the place. It's pretty great to see that the hooping community has grown so much and that everybody's taking an interest in hooping and making hoops, because it's a beautiful, beautiful thing to do. Sarah Schnee asked if anyone had started the show yet. Well, Sarah, we're here now. I know that was probably about 5 minutes ago when I wasn't here yet. And I do apologize for being late tonight, guys. I am in summer school here at KU, and I thought that my biology lecture was Tuesday, Thursday nights, but turns out it's Monday, Wednesday nights, and it gets over at 8. So the show might start being a little late if it's just me doing the show. Audrey obviously will start it on time, but today we're late, and we apologize. So we have a comment from Rin Kagamine. I'm very sorry, Rin, if I'm mispronouncing your name. And they say, I love you. Well, thank you, Rin. I love you too. Peyton Brunswick says, I never noticed your tattoo on your thigh. What is it of? If you don't mind me asking, LOL. Oh, and by the way, how was Wakarusa? All right, yeah. I will gladly talk about my thigh tattoo. It's my pride and joy. I'll go ahead and show it to you guys real quick. And my, oh, okay, I stand up for 2 seconds and I get seat jacked. All right, so this is cattail stab. This is my thigh tattoo. I don't know how well you guys can see it. The lights are kind of glaring on it. But it's a phoenix, and it wraps all the way around here to the front and all the way here on the back. And I've only gotten color. Obviously, you can see through here. Being a broke college student doesn't help me finish tattoos because they cost a lot of money. And this is Thor. He likes to join Hooping Live sometimes, and we love catch on Hooping Live. He's a good boy. Okay. Yes, hello. All right. And Wakarusa from Peyton. Wakarusa was fantastic. I loved it so much, so much. It was really hot. It was probably 90 plus every day, and then it rained. Let me see. It rained Thursday and Friday, so that made it really, really humid at my campsite. I camped at Riverside because it was the cheapest option, and I figured being by the river wouldn't be too bad, and it was actually a blessing in itself because getting to swim in the river every day and bathe, because we brought Dr. Bronner's, which is a biodegradable soap, that was amazing because we weren't sticky and sweaty the entire time. And we had a lot of fun. We did end up coming home a day early. If any of you follow me on Tumblr or Instagram, I think I posted about it on Instagram. And if you are friends with me on Facebook, you knew I came home a day early. Nothing was wrong. I've had a lot of people ask if something went wrong, and nothing was wrong. Me and my 2 friends that I went with, we were all just really, really tired by the time Saturday rolled around. We were dehydrated and just hot and ready to be done with camping. So we ended up seeing Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros on Saturday and went back to camp and just left. Like, we got in my car, and we just drove the 5 hours home because we had packed up our campsite that morning knowing that we were going home. You are being so cute. Can we just look at him for a second? Look how cute he's being. Oh, you're such a pretty boy. Yes, you are. All right. Anyways, enough of cats. I could talk about cats for days, and I'm not going to. So anyways, Gina Hudson says, if you're looking for a logo for the show, I'm up for it. I'm an artist and graphic design student. It would be awesome if I could design or draw you guys some artwork. That would be great. I haven't talked to Audrey recently about if we actually have a set design or a logo, but Gina, if you want to go ahead and submit your logo to info@hoopinglive.com. Again, that's info@hoopinglive. Sorry, cats are yelling. info@hoopinglive.com. Go ahead and email us all your information and some of the designs that you're thinking of, or maybe even just chat it over with Audrey, because she's the one who checks the emails, not me. We're still working on getting me connected with the emails, but we would love to see your artwork and feature you, hopefully, as the logo designer. All right, so Sarah Schnee says, I would love to hear how you did the 2-handed isolation move. I can never figure out sad face. Well, don't be sad. It's one of my favorite moves, and I'm going to have to put you down, big man. Ugh. It is one of my favorite moves, and I think Audrey has taught it on the show before, but I could be completely wrong. So, 2-handed isolation. I'm assuming you're talking about this move. You go from ghosting into this. And actually, somebody at Wakarusa, I think she was a little under the influence of something because she stumbled up to me and asked me how I did that move, and I ended up explaining it to her, but I think she wasn't a hooper, so she just kind of stared at me. I don't know. So some prerequisites for this move, you're going to need to know how to isolate. I'm isolating with my right hand counterclockwise. Yes, that's counterclockwise. So you got to know how to do an isolation. And if you don't know how to do an isolation, there's about 1 million tutorials out there on how to do it. I'm not going to get into that right now. So after that, you need to know how to ghost. And ghosting is very easy. It looks super complicated, but I promise you it's not. All I'm doing is isolating with this hand, and then I'm bringing in my left hand, and just with a very, very loose grip. Like, if you can see, this is what I'm doing with my hand. I'm not gripping the hoop. I'm just giving the illusion that I am, because this is an illusion move. And that's what makes it look so good. So you're going to be ghosting in the opposite direction that you are isolating. So I'm ghosting clockwise while I'm isolating counterclockwise, if that makes any sense. And then from here, you're just going to do a linear isolation, or an isopop, I think some people call it. I think the real name for it, though, is linear isolation, and that's just when you do this. Or horizontal cat-eye, I guess you could call it. And you're going to be doing that while you ghost. So as I'm ghosting, when my isolating hand gets to my isopop point, that's when I'm going to pop out and keep isolating. Keep isolating and keep ghosting all the way through. And I'm going to try to do this as slow as possible. And remember, this hand, here, I'll roll my sleeve up so you can differentiate between my hands. This is my ghost hand. This is my isolation hand. And this is all you're doing. And then once you get it down, it looks like this. And one tip I will say for it is you need to actually put your body into it either way, because if I'm not putting my body into it, like, it's really putting a lot of strain on my arm. So if you're really going to get into it, and it helps with the illusion, it actually lengthens the trick out. So yeah, I hope that helped you, Sarah, and anyone else out there who was looking for a tutorial on that move. It's a lot of fun. And if you guys need more help on it, let me know. I will gladly try to re-explain it in a different way. So yeah, let's see here. Carly J said, Jenna, we share a Hooperversary. Congrats. What did you do for your first year? Well, happy Hooperversary to you too, Carly. I think my first Hooperversary, I didn't do anything special. I think, I know I made a video. That'll be on my that is on my YouTube page. If you look for like 1 year Hooperversary, you'll see my video. I just took a quick practice type video in my driveway at my parents' house. That is not in Lawrence. So it was before I moved to college. I think it was the summer before I moved to college. I made that video. And I just celebrated by hooping and just having fun within my circle. My real big story, I guess, besides going to Wakarusa for my 3rd year Hooperversary, for my 2-year Hooperversary, my grandmother actually took my whole family on a cruise to the Bahamas, and so I got to spend my 2-year Hooperversary hooping on the beaches. And let's see, where did we go? We went to, oh my gosh, I can't even remember where we went. Oh, that's bad. I literally don't remember where we went. We went to the Bahamas. It was awesome. I might remember later and just like blurt it out, but it was beautiful, and I did actually make a video for that Hooperversary too, which if you watch the video that's on my YouTube page of my 2-year Hooperversary, that says where I was in each little clip. And I know one of them is not on a beach because we went zip lining in one of our locations, and I brought my hoop with me because it was like this beautiful, beautiful like tropical rainforest kind of setting where we did the zip lining, and I thought it'd be really cool to hoop out there. And I did, and it was super cool. So go ahead and hop on over to my YouTube page and check that video out, and go ahead and give it a thumbs up, and watch some other videos and give those thumbs up too. Yeah. So, oh, and real quick, I did want to let you guys know we are going to be wrapping the show tonight at 15 till the end. So if you're on the East Coast, we're going to be wrapping at 9:45. West or Midwest for me, I'm going to be wrapping at 8:45 my time. So just do your time conversions. We're just wrapping 15 minutes until the end of the hour. So anyways, let's see. Where is the next comment? Okay, next comment is from Misty6631, I think. So she says, I got my hoop. It's really pretty. I wish it was thicker tubing. 1/2 inch is too small. Would 3/4 be better? It seems harder to hoop with. Yes, definitely thicker or wider tubing. A 3/4 inch tubing is going to be much easier to handle than 1/2 inch tubing. I do not own, hey, get down from there. Actually, I do own one of those. This, I'm pretty sure, is 1/2 inch tubing. This might be 1/4 inch. I'm not sure. And this is just a mini that I have that I like to play with. And then my hoop itself is 3/4 inch. So if you can see the difference there, if you don't know the big difference in tubing, that's what that looks like. And definitely 3/4 inch tubing is going to work for you a lot better. So it just adds extra weight to it. And another thing that will help if it feels like your hoop's kind of wonky, I guess not wonky, but you're not able to keep it up, put tape on it if there's not already tape on it, and not like just on the inside. See how this hoop is spiral taped like this? This is going to add a lot of weight to your hoops, which is actually a good thing if you're switching hoop sizes or you're switching material, like going from PE or HDPE to polypro. I know that switch is pretty difficult. I remember doing that switch. So yeah, definitely invest in thicker tubing or just a bigger hoop in general. So Nicolina says, nice demo, Jenna. Thank you. I love doing demos for you guys because I actually get to go back and watch the Hooping Live episodes and see how much I've grown from the first time I was on Hooping Live when I had a really bad webcam to now. And you can actually see me hoop now. It's great. Beauty of a new webcam. Anyways, she said, so glad you had fun at Waka. What band did you enjoy hooping to the most? How's the hoopers at Waka? Is everyone really friendly? I'm going to Play Think in Kentucky this week. Were there any workshops at Waka? Goodness, I can't talk tonight. The band I enjoyed hooping to most, probably a good tie between Edward Sharpe and the Magnetic Zeros and STS-9. STS-9 we saw Thursday night / when Friday morning. I think they went on at midnight or something like that. I don't remember. It was dark. And all of those days are kind of blurred together for me. Oh, you hush. Look at this. This little boy is so spoiled. He sits at the door and meows at me until we go outside. It's wet outside, dude. You don't want to go out there. All right. Anyways, STS-9 was a lot of fun to hoop to that first night, and I hit like a really solid flow. My friend Heather grabbed my camera while I was hooping, and I didn't even realize she was filming, and took a quick little video of me hooping. It's kind of dark. I did edit it a little bit and tried to brighten it up with the free editing software that I have on my computer. It's still not great, but I did end up posting it on my YouTube page, so go check that video. I also have a video of Grace Good hooping, because Grace Good was at Waka, and I got to see her dragon staff and double fire hard, and I wanted to say something to her, but I couldn't to do it because I was like starstruck in that moment. Like, couldn't formulate a proper sentence in my head that I could go up to her and be like, hey Grace, like, at Waka, I didn't actually, but in general, everyone at Wakarusa was very friendly. It might be because there was a lot of drinking and drugs going on at that festival. Like, I'm sure a lot of things happen at festivals. I did not partake in any of that because I just prefer to go to shows and be able to remember them, you know? But everyone was super friendly. Actually, the guy that I bought this pendant from, if you can, actually, it's a necklace too. It's a little mushroom. It's really cute. He was actually local to Kansas City, and it was really cool to, I met a few people there who were from Kansas, and it was really cool to be like 5 hours away from my state at this music festival on a mountain in Arkansas and be able to talk to people from Kansas and be like, oh my gosh, yeah, you know, it's so hot here compared to Kansas. And I don't know, it was just a weird feeling meeting people from Kansas, like, away from home. I don't know, it was weird. But Nicolina, I hope you have lots and lots of fun at Playthink in Kentucky. Next week, if you're back for next week's show, go ahead and join and let me know how that was. I will be very excited to hear how your experience there was. I've been thinking about going to other festivals in the future. It's probably not going to work out for me this summer, just because I'm going to be in summer school till like the end of July, and I'm going to be working a lot, and I don't think they would like me taking off another like 4 or 5 days, excuse me, to go to another festival. But I would love to know if you guys have been to any really fun festivals that you think I should go to, or that you think Audrey should go to, or anything like that. Leave the names and where they are in the comment section down below, and I will be sure to check them out, and I'll forward them along to Audrey and tell her to check them out too. All right. So, Rin, I'm very sorry. You commented again and I can't say your name. So Rin says, you influenced me to love hula hooping. And I think that is the most amazing thing I've ever heard, because I feel like I haven't been hooping that long, like long enough to inspire somebody to hoop. But I guess I inspire people, which is like, gives me like the warm fuzzy feelings on the inside. Like, I remember when I met my friend Sierra and when I met Audrey, those were like my two big like hooper moments, because the combination of Sierra and Audrey, they were the two biggest people who influenced me to start hooping. And now I'm influencing people to hoop, and it's just crazy. It's so crazy. But I hope you have a beautiful hoop journey, Rin. If you have a YouTube page, I'm assuming you do since you're commenting on the video. If you have a YouTube page, I will definitely subscribe to you. If I remember to do it after the show wraps. And I would love to see your hooping journey and start posting some videos, because even if you think they're embarrassing or dumb, you will look back on them and just be like, wow, I've grown so much. Because I know I've done that when I watch my super embarrassing like first and second hoop videos. I look back and I'm just like, I did not know what I was doing. I was flailing around everywhere and trying to hoop, and And now I see videos of myself, like I watch my Hooping Idol videos, and I'm like in awe of myself because I just never thought I would get to the point where I'm hooping at right now. All right, so next comment is from Misty again, and she says, are your ears stretched? And if so, what size gauge do you have? And yes, my ears are stretched. Oh, my plug's upside down. Right now, I have these really cool jellyfish plugs in. If you can see them, they're really cool. I love them so much. And I actually just hit my goal size. These are 00s. And I don't know if I will go any bigger. I would love to say I'm going to go bigger, but I kind of need to figure out what I'm going to do with my life first and graduate college and get myself like an adult job and make sure that the tattoos and piercings that I'm going to have at that time and my ears being stretched, make sure that's going to be acceptable at my job, and then maybe from there I'll go up more sizes. But yes, they're a 00 and they're my babies and I love them. And I need to get new jewelry because these are a 00 and I bought these plugs, the ones that I have in right now. I bought these when I was like a 6, thinking, that's my goal size, I'm going to get there eventually, and now I'm here and they're the only plugs that I have in a 00. So I need to buy some new plugs. All right, we got the next comment from Rin, and they said that I said their name right, and I'm very, very happy about that because I'm so bad with names. Like, even people who I've known for a while now in college, I will still mess up their names, or like it's mainly last names that I mess up because first names tend to be kind of easy, and if you have a really super unique first name, I will like 80% of the time remember it. 80% though. All right, we've got our next comment from Shauna Walker, and Shauna says, thanks for hosting, love your style. Right now I'm having a hard time with transitions in between tricks and being less stiff. Any tips to work on loosening up a bit and letting it flow? Well, thank you for the compliment on loving my style. And transitions with tricks are very difficult in the sense that you just need to practice more. I mean, I know we all practice a lot already, but it's just finding simple little moves to do in a transition will really, really help. And as for trying to be less stiff, that is just going to come with time. I always recommend hooping to different kinds of music, hooping without music, hooping blindfolded especially, because when you're blindfolded, you're taking away your own like view of yourself. Because you know when you're hooping, you can't exactly see yourself, what exactly you're doing, unless you're in front of a mirror. You can just see like what your arms are doing from your perspective or what your legs are doing. And if you blindfold yourself, you're taking away all sight of everything, and all you can do is feel the hoop rotate around your body, or rotate around your hand, or anything like that. And I feel like that opens you up to so much more with your hooping. And that is actually a hoop path technique that Baxter highly recommends in all of his workshops. Oops, my light fell. And if you've never been to hoop path, I know the treat's coming up. I will not be there, sadly, because I cannot swing the money for the trip. And I've got summer school and work, as I said earlier. But if you have a chance to go to hoop path, definitely go. It will change your hooping forever. But as for transitions between tricks, and when I'm talking about like finding simple moves, one of my favorite excuse me, one of my favorite tricks to do is this combination right here. And there's not really a whole lot of transitioning to it. It's just going from one move straight into the next. But I've always found that some good transitions into tricks are always weaves. Like I'll weave here and do a finger spin, weave again, go into rising sun, weave into the front to go into isolations. And isolations themselves can be transition tricks. It's just mainly practicing, finding your own flow, and just change up your hoop style, because if you're going to do the same thing every day, you're going to hoop to the same music, you're going to hoop in the same place. Like even changing up your location can definitely help. Like I know in my apartment I don't have a lot of space to hoop here, so every once in a while I'll go to South Park with my friends and hoop there, and I'll find this whole different flow. Or I'll go even just outside my apartment complex and I'll find this whole different flow than when I'm just in my typical hoop space here in the apartment. So yeah, I hope that helped, Shauna. I have another comment here from Jason Dill. Do you spin anything other than hoops, i.e. levy wand, poi, staff, or fans? And I actually do. Oh, I think it's still in the car. Well, I have a levy wand. I brought it to Wakarusa with me. and never used it because it got buried in my trunk. But I do play here and there with Levy Wand. I've played a few times with Poi, and it's just very, very similar to minis or Poi hoops. You can call these Poi hoops. And I have found that spinning Poi helps me a lot with getting tricks with my doubles down. Like even not just minis, like if I'm using double hoops. But I've definitely wanted to start learning other flow arts. I want to start doing silks, and I want to start doing lyra and cider wheel, and I think those are the 3 big ones that I wanted to do. And there's actually a Cirque school here now in Lawrence, so when I find some free time and some extra money that I can spend, I'm definitely going to start taking some aerial silk classes and some lyra classes here at the Last Circus that's here in Lawrence. So I will keep you all posted on that whenever I start a new flow journey. If you follow me on Tumblr or Instagram, I think those are the 2 best ways to keep up with my hooping. And obviously following me or subscribing to me on YouTube, you will be kept up with the few videos I decide to post here and there. All right, so we have another comment here from Peyton Brunswick, and she asks, how was hooping at Wakarusa? Was there any negative or positive experiences from it? And hooping at Wakarusa was pretty much amazing. I would say the only negatives that I experienced there were just messed up people running into my hoops because they're so messed up they can't walk in a straight line. I didn't get any hate. I didn't get any, I mean, if I got any bad looks, I didn't see it because I was so involved in my hooping and in watching whoever was playing. Positive experiences from it was I had so many people come up to me and tell me that they loved watching me hoop. I think during the STS 9 set when I really hit my flow really hard and I was going like so crazy hard that when I dropped the hoop at one point and went to go grab it, and I just had to sit down by my friends because I was so out of breath and dizzy, and both of my friends just like, Heather was looking at me, Heather hoops, and she was like, that was so amazing, I've never seen you hoop like that. And my friend Chandler, who went with us, who's never really seen hooping or anything like that in person, was just like, oh my gosh, that was crazy. And I guess behind them there was a bunch of guys sitting there, and I was sitting there and chugging water and panting and just like completely exhausted, and these guys came up to me and they were like, we just wanted to let you know that what you just did was amazing, and I hope you have a beautiful night. And he said something else along those lines. But I just got a lot of compliments on my hooping from drunk people, from not drunk people, from messed up people, from sober people, you know, everyone else in between who's at festivals. I have another comment here from Soda Pop XX asking, where did you get your shirt? It's awesome. And go ahead and pan down here. This is one of my favorite shirts. If you talk to my roommate, she's actually here right now. She's in her own room. I wear this shirt all the time. And it's by the company Sure. If you see here, this is Sure. I actually got this. Oh, here, I'll show you the back too. There's just 2 more of those, and then there's a hood as well. But I actually got this shirt from a local store here in Lawrence called Third Planet, but they actually don't sell, at least I haven't seen, they've rearranged the store so much, I don't think they sell the Sure brand anymore, but I think they're an Indonesia-based company, and I think they do online orders. I'm not 100% sure about that, but go ahead and just Google like Sure brand clothing, and I'm sure they will pop up. Oh, but they're so comfortable and so soft. And I have, I think, 2 tank tops as well by them that I think I've worn on the show before. They're my hoop clothes. They're so comfortable, and they're 100% cotton. At least I think they're either cotton or hemp. I don't remember. Let me look. Yes, they're 100% cotton. So they're safe to fire hoop in. So when it's colder, like in fall, I'll wear this one because it has long sleeves. And when it's hot here in the summer and late spring, I will wear the tank tops. Just because they're easy, they're cute. I love them. All right, so our next comment says, so I'm Hoopadelic Kittens. And she says, I'm really sad that I didn't document my first year of hooping, but I started recording every hoop sesh I have for the past few months and already see a difference. It's fun to see me grow. What's your YouTube? I kind of want to talk your video. Oh goodness. Sorry, the comment just moved. I kind of want to talk your videos. That's not creepy, no, haha. Yeah, I actually missed a lot of filming as well during my first year. I think I posted like my first month or so and then completely fell off the bandwagon, and then like around 6 months I started recording again. So don't ever get down on yourself for not recording. It's always a personal thing. Sometimes you just don't feel like recording. Like I hadn't posted a video after Hooping Idol until yesterday when I posted some of my Wakarusa videos. And my YouTube, oh gosh, if I remember, I think it's JAYAYEDEE94, but the link for it, you can find the link to my YouTube at flavors.me/Jenna Drake. You can find all my links there. My YouTube is definitely there. Oh, excuse me. So yeah, and it's not creepy at all. I creep on people's Facebooks and YouTube videos like all the time, so don't feel creepy about that. Carly J says, how was your festival, or did someone else ask that? I think somebody else asked, but I'll just say it again. It was beautiful, amazing, hot, exhausting, and I was dehydrated like pretty much the whole time. But I had a blast. All right, Sarah Schnee says, ooh, how did you do the rising sun move? All right, rising sun, very easy. You know, I'm gonna use my smaller hoop since I have 8-foot ceilings and I'm 6 feet tall. So the rising sun's pretty easy. I'm starting my hoop in my right hand because I hoop to the left counterclockwise, so my right hand is kind of my lead hand with all my tricks. And all you're going to do is spin the hoop behind your back like this, going away from you, I think. Yeah, so you're going over and out this way, and when the hoop swings down, pass it to your other hand, and then when the hoop swings up, pass it to your back over to your hand, your right hand. So I'm going right to left, left goes up to right, right goes down to left, left goes up to right. And from the back, it looks like this. So to my left hand, up, to my right hand, down, to my left hand, up, to my right hand, down. All right, that's the rising sun. Super fun, super easy. Carly J says, I'm practicing breaks and paddles, but can only get paddles down in the direction of my natural current. Any tips for paddling in the opposite current? I seem to have 2 left arms, so to speak. And that's totally fine. Breaks and paddles were also difficult for me to get down. But one tip I will give, we got to wrap the show here pretty quick, so I'm going to try to get through the rest of these comments. One tip I will give on breaks and paddles, when you're paddling, you don't just want to be like sticking your arms in, not doing anything, because that's not what paddles are. Paddles are you pushing the hoop in a direction. So if you watch me from the side doing my paddles, I'm pushing out as I'm doing this. And another tip, especially when you're going in your opposite current, don't just, when you're breaking, don't just like stick your arm out and let the hoop hit it, because that's not breaking. I mean, technically it is breaking, but when you're doing breaks and paddles as a combo like this, you really want to get a solid and like, straight push on the hoop. And see, even I mess up sometimes. But having that solid straight push is going to help you, get the hoop going in the right direction. And I've always found that keeping a slightly arched back instead of like an arched front is going to help, especially when you're going in your opposite current, because the hoop has a circular space to kind of travel over. Because if you've never heard, chest hooping is like fitting a square peg into a circular hole, because we are squares or rectangles and we're trying to manipulate a circle. All right, so last few comments here, and then we're going to wrap up the show. We have a comment from Soda Pops that says, also, you're really pretty and very talented. Oh, well, thank you. I feel kind of gross today because I'm not wearing any makeup and it was raining outside and so my hair is a mess, but thank you. And we have our last comment here is from Vanilla Wafer Chick, and she says, how do you do a one-handed isolation? So one-handed isolations look like this. I'm just using one hand, and I can go both directions. Woo! Wow. So I can go in my comfortable direction. I can go in the opposite direction. I can do the same with my left hand. And the way that I found that's easiest to practice isolations is go ahead and just practice them with 2 hands if you haven't done so already. And once you get that comfortable movement down, just slowly start taking out a hand. Maybe do 1 rotation or a half rotation, and just understand that movement. And one thing is, when you're isolating, you're going to have this like funny area, awkward area at the top when your hand is going from this to rotating over to grab the hoop again. You just want to do that movement faster than you're doing the rest of the isolation. So I'm slow here and I go fast at the top. Slow here and go fast at the top. And just lots of practice. Practice in a mirror or in front of a camera so that way you can watch yourself to know if your isolations are staying clean. And okay, my chair got taken, so I'm just going to kneel. All right, guys. Well, that is the end of the show today. If you have any other questions that did not get answered in the show, or if you didn't get your comments in on time, go ahead and still comment down below. Me and Audrey will go through the videos and reply to everyone's comments, and if there is like a tutorial that someone's requesting, we can always make a tutorial for you guys. Anyways, if you guys would like to find any of my videos or any of my links, again, you can find everything at flavors.me/Jenna Drake. And if you would like to go watch the Hangout 10 show that Craig is doing tonight after Hooping Live, you can just go to hangout10.com. Again, that's hangout10.com. And he will be starting his show here in about 8 minutes. I'm not sure if I'm going to be on there tonight or not. I have a few homework things that I need to do, but we'll see when it happens. So I hope you guys have a beautiful night, and I hope you enjoyed the show. And be sure to tune in next week. All right, guys. I'll see ya.